Alright, hey guys. Yeah, I know my head's getting a little cut off, but main focus is the plants. So, if you haven't guessed, today is Transplanting Day. And this is will complete the three-part series of how to start Atlantic giant pumpkins. So I'm gonna make this a little quick because I'm very anxious to get these into the hoop house. It's supposed to be very windy today, so I want to get the plants from my car into the hoop house before the wind really picks up. So, I did not get any footage of feeding these guys, mainly because I did it at in the morning and right before work, so really no time to do any filming with that. So I'll quickly go over what I put into them. I did feed them yesterday, which is Friday, April 30th. Today's May 1st. And what I gave them, hopefully you can, hopefully you can see this. This is the, This is the Protect silicone, fertilizers, which help give silicone and I think phosphorus to the plants. Some CalMag and BioRoot. And when I mix those up, I just try to at best divide them up into three parts of, so I would equal 200 ppms, and just use this ppm meter. It is a Blue Lab brand. So I mainly use this at the very beginning because it's very tempting for me to give them too much food. So this helps with that. And so once I got that to the roughly 200 ppms, then I also put this Orca mycorrhiza. This is a liquid form of mycorrhiza. So I mixed that in, and I did that after I did the ppm reading because this is not a fertilizer and you will not burn them with this, but it will affect, obviously, your reading. So I did that, and I did actually, let me back up, I did give them a very light feeding about a week ago, which is what you're seeing right now with the darker leaves. So they're looking pretty good. I'm not going to nitpick because you can always nitpick on how your plants look. They're never going to look 100% great inside the house because they hate being in the house. They want to be outside. So next, what I'm going to do, because these did get a little laggy, not horrible. I think that one and that one are the worst ones. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to brace them. I already started bracing them with skewers. I'm going to put a couple more in all of these. And then I have boxes. You can't see them, they're off camera. But I'm going to put them in boxes and then pack stuff all around it to make sure they don't move. And then I make sure the lid or the sides that you fold with are taped up so I get a taller wall. And I'll show you that probably when we're in the hoop house. So that's what I'm going to do right now. And you don't really need to see me stabbing skewers into the potting mix, getting them supported. I will show you what they look like afterwards though. So, on to the next step. Alright, and as you can see, they made it to the hoop houses nice and safe. where's my finger? There it is. I taped up the side walls of, part of the box so that they're 100% protected from the wind when I moved them from my car into here. And then you might be able to see it. There's some wadded up packaging paper and around the voids so the plants stay put, which they did. And then I added about 4 skewers per plant, kind of hold them front and the back of the plant to make sure that those don't move anywhere. So now I need to prepare the planting holes and whatnot. I will do the first 7, and then when I become a pro at it, then I'll bring you guys back for the last and final plant to be transplanted into their new home. All right, now we're on to the 8th plant to be planted. Should be a pro now. The wind has picked up a little bit, so hopefully you can hear me all right. I'll try to talk a little louder. So, first, move this guy, because it's gonna get a little dusty. I'm gonna first add some perlite, a little bit more, and that's just to help keep things looser in here, a little more well draining. And this will also help towards the later part of the season for the stump for proper drainage. Here's a nice little wind gust. Alright, so that's mixed up pretty well. Next, what I'm going to do is, I've got some of this granular merit. It's 0.5% strength, and I believe the powder form that we typically put on here is 75%. So this will help. So help keep all the bad stuff that is in the ground, kind of get rid of those. All right, so let's get this hole dug. Actually, I almost started in the wrong spot. Right here. All right, yeah, bear with me. We'll go for a little ride. Hopefully you can see this okay. I have this almost to where the heating cables are, and then I collapsed this part so it's at a 45. That way when I tilt this guy, he'll have a nice little resting spot. So next I'm gonna take this razor blade and cut all around the perimeter, and then just to free the bottom. That should be all the way through. Now, what I'm gonna do, this guy is the first true leaf. So I'm gonna pick this up, and I have this leaf towards me, because I'm gonna kind of have to move swiftly with this, and you don't want to be moving it around. Man, oh man, wonderful wind. Hopefully the hoop houses don't fly away. Alright, so here we go. This is the fun part. Like I said, first true leaf towards you. Kind of give it a little bit of a hug. Not quite into frame, I'll kind of lean over. But basically, just taking the bottom off. You know what I do? Keep both hands on the bottom to support it. And right now I just set it down right there. On the front side of the bag, start from the top and then just slowly slice down. And just like that, the plastic is off. So now, get in a better position. What we're going to do, hopefully we're getting a decent view of the roots because they're beautiful. They're everywhere. I think if this was in the ground or in the bags for another week, they'll really start to get root bound, which don't totally want. All right. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have one hand support the front, and I'm gonna go underneath the plant, and I'm just gonna tip it and kind of adjust it there. Hopefully here. There, hopefully that's a better shot. If it's not, I apologize. So now, just start putting dirt everywhere. Alright, so the last pumpkin plant is planted. I don't know if you could see it, but I made a trench all around the plant, so when I water it, the water will stay fairly close to this guy. I need to get some of that. Whoops. Well, there was a close-up of my dirt. So before I forget, this was the 816 Mason, and I have the 1990 Marenser, I believe. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering your last name. I apologize greatly. But I had two seeds of the 1990, but the second one looked kind of goofy, so I didn't want to put that one into the ground. And that's why I put one of my plants into the ground. And hopefully this one does well and I can keep this one. Otherwise, I've got that one. So, that in a nutshell is how we get them into the ground. And now I need to go fetch some water and give all of my new plants a good drink of water. The root ball is fairly moist, so they have water and the ground isn't fully dry. The first half of the layer is, but need to do the bottom. Need to water the top so they're happy. Alright, so once again the weatherman was wrong today. Today was supposed to, they said we may reach 80 degrees, it will be a cloudy day, and it'll be very windy. Well, you got one of those right. It was very windy, but it was very sunny, and it got up to 87. So, and because of the wind, and it was coming from that direction, kind of southwest direction, so I couldn't have the main door over there open. So it got about between 90 and 95 degrees in here. I did eventually cover each plant with some chairs. Here, I'll give you a little better shot there. So, quick wrap these chairs, which usually I use for stone covers, and I put it on the plants. So, hopefully we don't have too much sun scorching. But, you know, that's just the kind of game we play, or kind of things we deal with Mother Nature. She's quite unpredictable. So, I'm gonna give you a quick look at everybody, and let you see how they are doing. So, we're gonna first start out with actually, we'll go over here. This is the 1990 Marenza, and it's not doing too bad, all considering the kind of a day they had. And then right over here is the 816 Mason, which this is the first time since the sun has finally, since the clouds came back, that I really looked at them. And they bounced back from the heat. We'll see if there's any sun scorching tomorrow. It'll probably show up tomorrow, if not Wednesday. And we have the 1612 Marenza over here. Not looking too bad. This first true leaf got a little twisted, but it's all good. Kind of the same with here. This is the other 1612. Not too bad. These two were actually really... Was it these two? Yeah, these two were actually really laggy and were leaning the other way, so... And these leaves were actually kind of folded that way, but it actually turned out pretty well. Alright, so you saw these four. Let's head on over to the green hoop house and see how they're doing. Alright, so now, obviously we're in the green hoop house, so let's check these guys out. Here we have the 2015 Ford and the 2031 Brant. Wow. Almost forgot who it was. So, we'll first check out the Fords, because they're right here. So, start with this guy. And once again, this is the first time I've really looked at them. Now, never mind that little guy. When I was packaging them up this morning, this thumb went through there. But we're not going to talk about that. But as far as the heat wise, it looked like both of the Fords handled it alright. Now, I did give them, all 8 of the plants got 5 gallons of water. And I didn't do that all at once. I gave them 2.5 gallons. Let that sit for a little while, kind of soak in. Then I came back again and gave them another 2.5 gallons. And then I'll check to see how the water is doing tomorrow. And you're doing pretty good. Alright, cool. So as far as heat goes, looks like they all did alright. And like I said, we'll see how they handled the wonderful sun, because these never got hardened off. So we'll see. But it's how it is every year. So because it was so warm today, the low for tonight is going to be in the low 60s. So I'm not even going to put on my Martian houses on them tonight. I'm just going to let them be out in this hoop house, because by the time it gets down to 60, it's probably right before sunrise, and then it's going to start warming up again. So right now they're just going to stay in this open space, and they should be pretty good, hopefully. So I think that just about sums it up for getting them into the ground, which actually went fairly well. I'm so far very happy with how it all turned out. So until next time, guys, I will see you later. Bye bye.